What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV, and I have some breaking news to report, and that is that uh, former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani, aka America's Mayor, was seriously injured in a New Hampshire car wreck after helping domestic violence victim, according to spokesman. Former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani was seriously freak car accident last night, Saturday night. In this incident, Rudy Giuliani, who is 81 years old, was hospitalized with a fractured vertebrae and multiple cuts and bruises, including injuries specifically to his left arm and lower leg after his rental car was hit from behind, according to spokesman Michael Ragusa. According to Ragusa, quote, Mayor Giuliani was flagged down by a woman who was a victim of domestic violence prior to the accident. He rendered assistance and contacted 911, remaining on scene until responding officers arrived to ensure her safety, said Ragusa, Giuliani's head of security. The accident occurred after he re entered his vehicle, which was then hit from behind at high speed. I'm just going to say something right quick. I know I shouldn't be speculating, but something sounds a little weird about that. I think there's a little bit more to that story than what they're saying or what they're ever going to admit to. But I don't know. Maybe that's true. Maybe what they're saying is exactly what happened. But I just find it kind of weird that he sees a woman. First of all, how does he know? What? How does he know that she was a victim of domestic abuse? Like, did she? Like, what was she just like waving her arm? Stop! Stop! This guy's attacking me. Is that it was something like that? And then the perpetrator just came from behind and hit Rudy Giuliani. Uh, I don't know. Whatever. Ragusa said Giuliani, who was mayor from 1994 to 2001, is recovering and in good spirits. And said that the mayor will be hospitalized for a couple of days, and then afterward will be wearing a back brace for the broken vertebrae. And look, Rudy Giuliani started his career, well, became prominent, I should say, starting in the 1980s when he went after La Costa Nostra, the crime families, especially successfully using the RICO Act. Many Italians didn't like Rudy Giuliani because of that, because he's Italian. And, you know, it would be the equivalency of a black prosecutor going after black people, you know, kind of like how Kamala Harris did. But see, we don't have that same racial pride. But whatever. Whatever. But anyway, a lot of Italians didn't particularly like Rudy Giuliani at that time. Uh, but when he ran for mayor against David Dinkins in 1989, he narrowly lost the election. But then when he ran in 1993 against Dinkins, Dinkins was, of course, he was the first black New York City mayor. Dinkins had more baggage at that point in time. Unfortunately, for much of Dinkins' tenure as mayor, crime had gone up. Although by the time of the election, crime was actually starting to decline. But, you know, Rudy Giuliani, I won't say he used covert racist tactics, but some of his subordinates definitely did. They played upon, you know, Dinkins being black, and they did little things, you know what I'm saying? There was some other stuff that happened during the campaign that I distinctly remember some of the tactics used by some of Giuliani's subordinates, and I'm pretty sure Giuliani knew some of the stuff that they were doing, but as long as he wasn't personally connected to it himself, he had plausible deniability. But anyway, Rudy Giuliani became mayor officially, I think, in January of 1994. And I have to admit, you may not like his methods. He may have been a wannabe dictator, but he did clean up the city of New York uh, when it came to crime. New York definitely became a safer city under Mayor Rudy Giuliani. And when he left, uh, crime started going back up again. You know what I'm saying? So I will give him that. I'll give him that. Another thing I do remember about Rudy Giuliani too is that the guy wanted to be not a dictator. Excuse me. He wanted to be a bigger figure than what he was. He wanted to be president. He come across to me. He always came across to me from what I read as a guy who read his own press clippings. And the only reason why I think he never attained national office, one of the main reasons is because on social issues, Rudy Giuliani was just too moderate. See, Rudy Giuliani might have been more successful as a national Republican candidate for president prior to, like, say, the 60s or 70s, definitely. But by the 1970s, the Republican Party was becoming more conservative, definitely by the 90s. Now we know, like, it's basically the white supremacist party now. But a guy like Rudy Giuliani, who's a moderate politically, who is pro-abortion, you're never going to get the nomination for national office, for president or vice president, being pro-abortion. Uh, he's just not. Um, Also, since then, Giuliani's prestige has gone down more because of some of the things he's been attached to. Of course, it's ironic he used the RICO to go after the mob when now you see, recently he was attached by the RICO with many others. What was it, 15 different people, as far as false claims of election tampering with Georgia in the presidential election in 2020. Um, I lost track of that case. I'm trying to remember, did Giuliani do jail time? I can't remember whether he did jail time or not. But anyway, I know he had to pay like millions of dollars in a civil case. I forgot the specifics of that, but he had to pay, like, I want to say, like, what was it, $100 million? And then, of course, there were all the other scandals and allegations against Rudy Giuliani over the past 15 years, including multiple uh, allegations of sexual misconduct, sexual harassment. So this is a guy that his mystique his status as "quote unquote" America's mayor has seriously plummeted over the past 15 to 20 years, man. But anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.